Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? This is Mac Taylor, man, with another installment in this series for YouTube that I'm doing right now for basically people that are incarcerated, family members of people that are incarcerated that want to know things about the prison system or about the legal system in general. And I just point out again, I'm not an attorney, man, but I know a lot of stuff. I would always advise everybody to, consult an attorney first, all I can give you is, my knowledge, the knowledge that I have that I, actually physically, did things that I did in court that I can show you, but anyway, someone said that they have a son who was incarcerated in California with a 25 to life sentence, and they wanted to know how the appeals process works and what they could do to help. They said they can't afford an attorney, so that would have been my first advice, to get an attorney. If nothing else, I think that you should consult an attorney, and get an attorney's an appellate attorney's opinion of about what he believes he might be able to do for your son. But it's going to be hard to get a consultation without paying for it for appeals. Because people have to read your transcripts. You can't just listen to what you say. They have to read your transcripts and know for sure what's going on. So how the appeal system works is pretty simple. It's once you're convicted in a superior court, then you appeal what happened in the superior court to the California Court of Appeal. Now this is just for California. Now every state obviously is not exactly the same. Most of them do have a superior court, a court of appeal, and a Supreme Court, which is the court over all of the state courts, but not all of them do. Like Texas, they got some weird stuff going on. But anyway, initially, everyone has a right to an appeal. So initially, they're going to assign someone to your son's case. And he's going to ask your son, hey, look, let me see all the transcripts, everything you got, any ideas you have about what you think with regard to issues you might want raised on appeal and so on and so forth. And, your son will send him all that, and he'll probably come see him maybe one time, and he'll file an appeal. Appeal generally the appeals are junk. They're garbage. They're not well done. They don't. You can see there's no passion. They don't care. And in about 96% of all cases, they're denied. But so the California Court of Appeal would be where your attorney would appeal your case to from the Superior Court. After that, on direct appeal, this is still direct appeal, the California Supreme Court will be next. But the thing about that is that they have to have an issue that they believe is non-frivolous in order for the attorney even to do what they call a petition for review in the California Supreme Court. They generally don't. They'll file something called a Anders versus California brief, basically stating that there are no non-frivolous issues for them to raise, and that therefore they won't continue with your appeal. So that'll be it on direct appeal. If they do go to the California Supreme Court and they raise a few issues, whatever issues they raise, those issues need to be raised in a federal constitutional context. But I digress. And I just want to finish talking about the process. Okay, once you are denied in the California Supreme Court on a petition for review, you have really one chance, man, to get all of your claims in front of a federal court. And the only time that you're going to have that to do is right then. I would advise everybody at that point to get all of your issues together and raise all of those issues in your federal writ of habeas corpus. Your attorney might raise one or two issues, maybe a procedural issue, legal search and seizure issue, a Fourth Amendment violation or something like that. But I mean, if you know somebody that knows the law and they're able to look at your transcripts, they will know just from looking at your transcripts what constitutional violations were violated. It doesn't matter what he said, what she said, what happened. That doesn't matter. Just the only thing that matters is the process of the trial and whether it was done constitutionally. But again, I digress. What I was really getting at was after you finish on direct appeal, you're basically on your own. You're on your own. You have to file a writ of habeas corpus. Now, if you can afford to hire an attorney, hey, thumbs up. That's a cool thing for you to be able to do that. Most people can't, though. So, the next thing they have to do is, what your son will have to do is start to focus on his transcripts. Start to read his transcripts. If he can't read, he needs to send them to somebody on the streets that can read, and look through a book called California Practice and Procedure, and any other appellate manual that you can find that has a plethora of cases that you'll be able to look at and determine whether or not they apply in your son's case. In any event, he would put all of his constitutional claims together. He would go to the U.S. District Court for whatever district he came out of. If he came out of San Diego, it'd be the U.S. District Court for the Southern District. If he came out of Fresno, it'd be for the Eastern District. For Los Angeles, it'd be the Central District, and for San Francisco and above, it'd be the Northern District. So you'll file your constitutional claims in that court, the U.S. District Court. They'll assign it to a U.S. District Court judge, and he'll basically sit on it for however long he needs to. Usually, they sit on it from anywhere from 6 months to 5 years, But once he's done, then you would, if he denies it, you would appeal to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit. After that, to the United States Supreme Court. But you have to make certain showings at each stage in order for them to allow you to continue to proceed forward. So you have to be kind of raising a novel question of law. And that's basically it. That's the process. For appeals in California. If anyone has any other specific state they'd like to know about, just let me know, and I'll put that in here too.